as soon as we navigate that very complex bill that has to do with school finance formulas that have incredible reach to schools all across this state, we'll go into our hearings to get member feedback and public comment on those bills. It'll be soon.
A school finance bill that would inject $7.7 billion into Texas public schools is stalled in the Senate.
And on top of concerns around school closures and districts falling into deeper shortfalls, investigator Kelly Wiley learned why education advocates say additional funding is needed now more than ever, as parents increasingly request special education evaluations so they can gain priority for school choice funds.
After years of promising a program that would allow taxpayer dollars to go to private schools, Governor Greg Abbott officially signed education savings accounts into law.
We deliver on that promise.
Likely beginning in the 2026-27 school year, the state will provide thousands of students about $10,000 a year to put towards private school education and up to $30,000 a year for students with disabilities. Cassandra Holsey is the Region 13 delegate for the Texas Council of Administrators of Special Education and the Hutto Independent School District Special Education Director. She says her district and several others in Central Texas have already received evaluation requests from parents seeking the higher ESA amounts.
In my district, we have already received several requests specifically from parents who currently private school or homeschool their children.
Austin ISD officials also said this year they saw an uptick in the requests from private and homeschool families, although they don't know if they're seeking an ESA. Under the Education Savings Account program, students would need a full and individual initial evaluation and an individualized education plan to qualify for the higher ESA amount offered to students with disabilities. Senator Brandon Creighton is the chair of the Senate Education Committee and the author of the state's new school choice law.
Those evaluations, they're required by federal law, and there's nothing that changes that in this bill. They'll continue to be available.
Federal and state law does already require school districts to evaluate any student suspected of having a disability within 45 school days of receiving parental consent, including children who are not enrolled in the public school. For months, advocates have been calling attention to differences between the process under current law and the process for evaluations laid out in Senate Bill 2 for the new ESA program. Districts can already refuse an evaluation if they don't suspect the student has a disability.
With this bill, those thresholds appear to not exist anymore, which means that any evaluation request that the schools receive, we would be obligated to conduct.
Also under current law, school districts have several exceptions that allow an extension to the 45 school day deadline to complete a student evaluation. T-Case and Disability Rights Texas point out, under SB 2, some of those extensions are not explicitly laid out. Disability Rights Texas Senior Policy Analyst Steve Alamon says the discrepancies could lead to preferential treatment for private school students.
It imposes a burden on a public school to do work for a private school student they're actually not ever going to see, they're not ever going to get reimbursed for, over and above the public school students who are already there, needing services, already on wait list,